United Nations is warning of a mental health crisis.
Is France Télécom pushing its workers towards the brink?
They face harassment and violence because of their profession.
Europe is in the midst of a mental health crisis.
Workers are suffering.
It's a growing issue, the stress at work.
Workplaces need to take care of workers.
Europe needs to take action on this.
There is no European legislation that addresses work-related psychosocial risks.
Health and welfare of people and workers is absolutely important.
In the EU, 9 out of 10 workers are stressed by their work. 1 out of 4 workers believe their health is at risk. And 8 out of 10 managers are concerned about stress. The pandemic has only made things worse. Studies show that EU legislation is the only way to protect workers, no matter where they work. It is time to end stress in the EU. To understand workplace stress, we have to look at psychosocial risks. These are defined as aspects of the design and management of work and its social and organizational contexts that have the potential to cause psychosocial or physical harm. Psychosocial risks can include anxiety, depression, burnout, and stress.
Work-related psychosocial risks are a consequence of bad work organization. The way we design and organize our work can play a major role in impacting workers' mental health. The design of our work organization should be human-centric.
Occupational health and safety today is much more than preventing people from getting injured by machines. It is also about preventing people from getting sick or damaged by work, both physically and mentally. There should be no fear involved when psychosocial issues are addressed at the workplace.
And right now, that is often not the case. There is a lack of legal protection for workers. EU legislation is not standardized across member states, but that could change with clear European legislation. 89% of employees say that complying with legislation is the main reason why they deal with occupational health and safety. The impact of work-related psychosocial risks on workers cannot be overstated.
Workers are the one paying the price for poor planning, with prevention-related budgets across all member states at only 3% of total health expenditure.
Mental health is a growing problem, and work should not dictate our health.
The impact of these risks is not the same for everyone. Female workers are disproportionately affected by Europe's mental health crisis.
The link to gender inequality is widespread, with 61% of female managers experiencing sleep problems. Given the unequal participation of domestic and care work, with women's hours spent on childcare almost doubling that of men, work organization has failed to address psychosocial risks facing women.
Beyond the impact on workers, the financial losses of this mental health crisis are enormous. 60% of all lost working days can be attributed to work-related psychosocial risks. And the cost of work-related depression is an estimated 620 billion euros a year.
Industrial workers face today many challenges, and the 2 most important ones are the introduction of the decarbonization agenda of the EU, combined with the digitalization. Unclarity about the future of your job creates fear and stress. In many cases, we can solve it by upskilling and retraining of people, but many other workers will simply just have to find a new job because their job will disappear.
The mental health crisis is affecting workers in public services as well. Across a range of public services we see that workers are suffering. That can be in central government administrations, in prison services, and especially during the pandemic we have seen how health and social care workers have suffered. One of the reasons is the workload. This is exacerbated because of the lack of staff, the lack of sufficient funding. It's about the job content, about the lack of autonomy at work. It is about the lack of a work-life balance. So Europe's public service workers need protection against psychosocial risks at their workplace.
No one should feel unsafe at work. No one's health should be at risk because of their work. All workers should be protected, no matter what job they do, who they work for, or what country they work in. Only European legislation can guarantee workers the right to protection from work-related psychosocial risks.
What we need is a better organization of our workplaces. The workplaces need to take care of workers.
There's a role for employers, there's a role for collective bargaining, there's a role for health and safety agreements, but it all needs to be underpinned by a piece of legislation. And that's why we want a European directive to deal with psychosocial risks.
The precarious working condition my members are faced with would be managed better if we had a directive on psychosocial risk.
We believe that Europe needs to take action on this, to bring it high on the agenda, and not only looking to the occupational health and safety and the material risks of having a job, but also to the psychosocial well-being of workers in industry.
We need action. There is a solution and there is consensus. The European Parliament have voted for a directive. Trade unions are ready. Civil society wants action. Now it's time for the Commission to follow up. It's time to end stress in the EU.